Considering this game is multiplayer, those looking for a multiplayer survival game will want to give Rust a try. You'll have to survive the environment and animals, but most challenging of all, you have to survive against other people. You and your friends will be forced to work together, sometimes with strangers, if you hope to survive. If you're unlucky, a more prepared group of survivors might just roll up and annihilate you and your friends, making this game a stiff challenge for anyone. Green Hell takes the concept of surviving the Amazon jungle to the extreme with its incredible realism. In order to survive, it's important to maintain a well-balanced diet on top of managing your psychological state. On top of this, sleep is an important factor that must be catered to, as with many other games in the genre. All of the survival elements come together and deliver a difficult but amazing game. The journey is much more enjoyable with friends, so grab a few and take yourselves on an adventure through the rough jungle and find a place to cement your legacy. If you want one of the most horrifying camping experiences available, consider trying out The Forest. The survival game is thrilling whether you're playing on your own or with a friend, thanks to how shocking each and every day can be. You are the only survivor of a plane crash and are left to contend with a forest filled with strange cannibalistic beings with only the supplies you can collect and craft. Throwing a friend into the mix doesn't actually make the game less terrifying, a rather rare thing when it comes to survival horror. Sons of the Forest, the sequel to The Forest, managed to attract a lot of attention. It takes the exciting experience of the original game and adds a few fun tweaks for returning players. With an additional command-ready NPC in the mix, even if you're alone, the game can still provide a stellar multiplayer experience. Like the original, you and your friends will have to survive a world filled with brutal and terrifying cannibals with only what you can scrounge up. Don't Starve was already one of the best survival games, allowing players to enter a simplistic world as a character, not just trying to stay alive, but also stay sane. But Don't Starve Together prompted players to begin doing so with friends along for the ride, which made for a simplistic indie experience that provided endless fun for players as they took on the different roles. Players can join together in a world filled with darkness and danger, as they try to fight off creatures while gathering resources and trying to keep everybody's sanity meter from dipping. Don't Starve Together provides one of the earlier survival coop experiences, and it represents many of the quintessential elements for a coop survival experience executed perfectly. As with many survival games, there are certain aspects of Valheim that require grinding. The mining of materials in order to craft items and build bases is a lengthy process. However, there isn't a single part of the grinding that isn't quicker and much more enjoyable with friends along for the ride, making Coop the best way to handle this newer entry in the survival video game genre. Up to 10 players can join in together on Valheim in a fight against a harsh, Norse mythology-inspired environment. The world is set as one where fallen warriors come to prove themselves worthy of entry to Valhalla. Players start with nothing and are forced to go up against various evils on their journey through this beautiful open world, which is much easier and more entertaining if some friends are brought along for the journey. DayZ is a big open-world MMO title that forces players into surviving the zombie apocalypse. What makes this game a thrill is that not only are you stranded in this open world full of overgrown cities, mountains, forests, lakes, and rivers, but you have the undead along with other players to worry about. Players start by scavenging items, everything to keep your protagonist fed and items to heal, while also coming across gear to further protect yourself from enemies such as armor and weapons is pretty crucial. However, you can work with friends together as you attempt to overthrow other players in the open world. Furthermore, there's always the chance you can come across another player that's also alone or with a small group, which may allow you to join in and continue on your search for resources or raiding. If being stuck in the middle of the ocean is one of your worst nightmares, you might want to try the thrilling experience that is Stranded Deep. You and a friend are tasked with doing what it takes to survive in the ocean, including diving deeper and exploring islands. The game has many of the classic survival game mechanics that you'll have to manage, but the dynamic environment always keeps things interesting and quite challenging. There is a fun little ending to this game, but you'll be in for a tough challenge to be able to see it. This fun little survival game is as simple as the name suggests. You and some friends are stuck on a raft and you have to survive. You have minimal gear to start, but your goal is to expand your raft and see how long you and your friends can survive the danger of the waters below. Things can get tense in a hurry, especially due to those pesky sharks that are way hungrier than they have any right to be. If you can avoid getting nibbled on, you and your friends will have a blast with Raft. Zombie survival games are a classic choice, but few are executed as well as 7 Days to Die. The game starts you in a randomly generated world with nothing but your wits and a quest to make starter tools. Beyond that, you're on your own. The game has a unique mechanic where every 7th night, a massive horde of zombies will spawn and attack your base. The horde makes it a race against time to properly arm yourself. After the 14th day, new zombie types will begin appearing and require new strategies. The game stage you're at also determines the difficulty of your horde nights, with higher stages being much more brutal. Terraria as a survival game is a surprising thrill that provides a ton of fun and a lot of different challenges. Terraria isn't ever likely to become boring due to its awesome replayability and class variety. The base game does have a whole host of survival aspects to it, but you are able to make your own modifications to really add even more to the experience. Take on the challenge with some friends to make things even more chaotic and entertaining. Open-world sandboxes are extremely loved by many, and Minecraft is a legend among them. It's one of the most purchased games in the world, and has been the star of many childhoods. The survival mode of Minecraft is all about collecting resources, building, and mining. Doing this mode with a few friends is always a good idea, but it's also important to remember that any of you could be taken out by a rogue creeper at any moment. Minecraft is an excellent survival game and has been monumental in the multiplayer survival scene.